Hello and welcome. Happy Thursday, everyone. It's February 6th, 2025. I'm super excited to be here with you again. Yes, you know, I've been here a few days this week. And what does that actually mean? It means I am spotlighting one of my massive, brilliant guests from the Cosmic Evolution Summit. This is all about spotlighting each guest so you can get to know them personally and professionally before you actually get to meet with them on February 16th, which is when the big day is, our Cosmic Evolution Summit. So before we dive in, let me introduce myself. I always forget to do that. I'm Reverend Joanne Angel Barry Cologne. I am the founder of Holistic Fitness NY. I am your certified holistic personal trainer, holistic integrative teacher, Reiki master, medical astrologer, master of numerology, card creator, and card reader. And there's so much more to me. However, we'll keep it there just to keep it short, so to speak. Do me a favor, everybody. Go ahead and share this out. We are streaming on YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook. So if you are watching from YouTube and you have not subscribed, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Hit the thumbs up. And if you are watching from Facebook, say hi. Let me know that you are here. This way here, we can see your comments. It's really important that we all make connections. Ideally, the key is to collaborate, to connect, and keep things going. So before we go any further, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to introduce my guest to you for tonight, who I am spotlighting. I'm going to read to you a little bit about who she is professionally and personally based on her bio. I am having the opportunity this evening to sit down and connect with Linda Boney. Is a certified feng shui consultant, an international speaker, radio show host, and Reiki practitioner. She has more than 20 years of business experience in the corporate world, the city government, and the nonprofit industry. She holds a bachelor's degree in English and education from Lehman College. I went to Lehman College too. Passionate about feng shui and it's possible, she provides home and business services that assist with improving love, wealth, health, and happiness. All that, wow. Her greatest desire is sharing her knowledge of this exquisite Chinese art of placements that can transform your life. So let's get this started by bringing Linda Boney in. Let's all give her a round of applause. Hello there, Linda. How are you this evening?
Fine, Joanne. How are you? Good to
I
see
am
you.
well. And as I said to you backstage, I just love you in red. It's a powerful color on you. And I'm sure you feel powerful in that color. Yes?
Yes, I do. It's one of my favorite colors.
I'm sure it is because it looks great on you. So we're gonna dive right in. I am just sharing out the show as well, just like I asked everybody else to. So give me 1 second just to do that. And then we're going to go into questions and have a whole lot of fun because that's what tonight's about. Spotlighting you and getting to know you on a personal and professional level. Now, unlike my guest from last night, Linda and I go back a long way. I know a lot about her, but there's always more to learn because there's time in between that we're not connecting. And I'm sure there's a lot that has happened in her life over the past few years that I'm sure she's going to be eager to share with me. So let's start off with, what does your morning routine include?
My morning routine includes getting up in the morning. I say my prayers. I actually work on something called 750 words, 750 words, 750words.com. It's similar to the artist way, and it's about writing. Instead of writing, handwritten, 3 pages, you actually can type up 3 pages up to 750 words. I do it pretty much. I try and do it daily because I do have work to that I have to go to, but it's very therapeutic, very relaxing. I just write about my day, about different things that happened, and little anecdotes. I also say my prayers. Carolyn Miss, I use her daily practice morning and evening, so I pray in the mornings with it. Kind of goes throughout the day, and it actually works on the chakras as well. So each aspect of your chakras is in a prayer. And when I do it, it's at the end, I just kind of sum it all up, and it just kind of gets me really grounded for the day.
I love that. And the mentor that you're following to do this with is who?
Carolyn Miss, Myss.
MYSS. Love that.
I also
Excellent.
read your daily word from Unity School of Christianity, and I share it on Facebook too as well. I've been doing that for since 2009, actually. So I read my daily word on the way to work and when I'm doing my other chores and anything, my activities. Read the Psalms, and it's like just I get myself grounded that way.
Nice, nice. And I've actually seen some of your daily words on Facebook. They're very inspirational. And I always believe it's really nice to start our day off with a word to sort of keep our vibrations high. So thank you for sharing all of that and getting yourself grounded so you could be the best version of yourself for the day. Yes?
Of course.
My next question. What is your favorite season and why?
My favorite season would be spring because I'm a May baby.
Okay.
My
Is
birthday's
that
in
the
May.
only is that the only reason why it's your favorite?
No, I love it because it's new growth, it's new beginnings, very similar to feng shui when there's different aspects of the Bhagwan. I'll be discussing that in my talk on the summit. And it works with new growth, new beginnings, springtime, upward growth. I have two beautiful trees outside where I live, and I watch them through the seasons. And my favorite season is when I see the buds of the leaves grow on the branches. That's just, and all of a sudden, 2 months later, they're full grown with these beautiful leaves for the summer. But I would say spring. Second would be summer, but spring. Spring
Yes,
is
and
beautiful. And
and I love it. I love that metaphor. If you think of what you just said as a metaphor, where you're sitting and you're watching the flowers budding, and within 2 months later they blossom. And believe it or not, people, we, all of us, can do the same thing if we really put one foot in front of each other and one foot in front of another to go into that state of mind of the whatever it is we're looking to create in our reality, that we can do it just as quickly as the seasons do it. Why not, right?
exactly.
Exactly. My next question is, what is one place, because I know you like to travel, that you would like to travel to and why? I know you have a trip coming up, so we're not going to talk about that place. Something else that you would like to travel to that you haven't gotten to yet.
That's a good question. Um, it's someplace I never thought I would want to travel to, but Paris.
And why?
Paris, France. I I didn't know I normally do not like taking flights more than 7 hours. If many of my friends know that. I'm actually getting over my fear of flying. So to go to London, because I have family there, so I was able to conquer that. But I remember watching the movie Ratatouille, and it featured Paris, and it looked so nice, and it was just a cute car, cute animated movie. But I just really wanted to start going to Paris because of the movie.
All
Honestly, it's
right.
just because it
That's
was just it's so charming. It really gave me a really nice aspect of what the town is and what the city and country is. And I actually do have a colleague that's there. She actually moved there pretty much last year, so I get to see her adventures, her what she's doing and everything. So I have family that have been there, seen the pictures with them, the Eiffel Tower in back of the. I mean, sorry, the Eiffel Tower, and it looks very romantic. It looks really wonderful. So Paris. It's
yes.
actually on my it's on my I think it's on my vision board actually
I
too.
was
So
just about to ask you, do you have it planned out? Because as you just spoke a bit about it, it sounds like there's a ticket already been paid for and ready to go and packed. So yeah, probably is something that's going to happen really soon since you spoke of it. Love that idea. Next question. So we're gonna jump from traveling to Paris to what is your favorite childhood memory and why?
my favorite childhood memory, it would be when I would go to with my father and my mom. They would take us to it's Peg Leg Bates, I think back then. It was a nice, beautiful park, and they had little rides on it, and I just loved the little red boat with a bell on it, and I would just sit in the little red boat and just spin around and just ring my little bell, and I just loved it. And I actually painted. It's interesting you brought that up because many years later, I actually painted a beautiful painting that was actually featured in one of my company artwork museums, a little red boat on the beach. So it's just that connection that I would say that would be the one of the connections of writing on that. That's one of the memorable ones. One of the many. One of the many.
Nice, nice, yes. And since you do enjoy writing, perhaps that's something you can um, add to your writing is like just little entries of different memories from your childhood. I'm sure that would be a lot of fun to read over down the road. Next question we have going on is, what is your favorite topic to speak on and why?
Topic to speak on. It would be feng shui. One of the many. One of the many. I mean, it's if I had to choose something besides feng shui, it would be travel. Travel. I love talking about travel, the experiences I've had with it, the people I've met, the adventures I've had with many of my friends or family. Yes, definitely.
Yeah,
So it would be number one, be feng shui, and two would be travel.
yeah.
I love
So if you
arranging it. I love creating it. Picking things to do, activities, sights to see. I like to map it all out. So really enjoy that.
it sounds to me that you would make a great travel agent in reference to planning it out for the traveler in regards to their daily routine of what they'll be doing for the day. That's what it sounds to me as, which is great. So theoretically, the topics that you just said that you would enjoy speaking on, those would be topics that if you were randomly called on to say, Linda, come stand on the stage and speak for 30 minutes, you would have no problem. You wouldn't have to put together anything to talk about those topics, correct?
Yes, exactly.
Love that. I love that people like you and I have that ability that there is something we enjoy passionately to talk about that we can be put on the spot and say, hey, we need a speaker. Come share whatever it is you wish to talk about, and it just rolls out so nicely. I love that. All right, my next thing for you is, and you mentioned early on in the first question, what book would you recommend to others to read that you have read or have not read?
What I have read is I do. It would be "Clearing Your Clutter with Feng Shui" by Karen Kingston. It's a phenomenal book. She actually made it intentionally a small book so that it doesn't take up a lot of space because, of course, she's teaching about decluttering and how to let go of the clutter, not to get rid of it, but to let go, even the terminology that she uses. And she's a very big expert in London, still is. She has a whole company with her that does, helping people, eliminate, I shouldn't say eliminate, but let go and, release the clutter in their life. So very, very great book to use and use. And I keep using it, honestly. So I refer to it when I can.
And is there another book that you would recommend as well besides the Feng Shui book?
I have tons of books there on my altar, on my bookstand.
She's
Because I
staring
love to
now.
read. I'm staring at them right now. Gosh, let's see. What book have I read that is really a good one? Besides, could it be a feng shui book? Because most I read is feng shui.
Yeah. Okay, so
Um,
obviously we know the topic that she reads a lot about is feng shui. With all the books that are out there, well, maybe we'll come back to that, and in your journey here, you'll think of some that you may want to recommend to others to read. Feng shui is always a great thing. I believe, especially right now, as Linda's saying, in regards to decluttering and just letting go of the idea of the things that we hold on in our mind. And when there is just way too much clutter, it decreases our ability to be productive and to focus. So maybe reading that feng shui book would be a good idea. Now, this next question I have is not on my list, but I'm going to ask it. And the question is, how are you planning on writing your own feng shui book?
yes, I actually have been doing that, Joanne, for the past few years. I have several chapters ready to actually to not to publish yet, but They're in the works. I've completed several chapters about bedroom feng shui, office feng shui, relationships, and it's part personal experience and personal um, things that I've experienced in my life and how feng shui has changed my life and just completely made a whole 180-degree turn. And also a how-to book. So it's kind of combination of my story, the successes that I've had, the successes of my clients, and also just how to implement feng shui into your life.
Excellent. And I don't think there's a better book than a book that is actually based on our own experience. It's great to write a book, but when we can actually throw in our own hands-on experience of what we've accomplished from the study, that that's almost like a testimony within itself. Because if you can sit back and say what you practice has worked, and putting it in a book helps others too. My question regarding your own personal book that has not yet been published, and that you said that you have chapters already written, what's stopping you from getting that book published?
Let's see the time because it's time consuming to be honest.
Do you have a ritual as a writing practice to incorporate the time to put into that book?
Well, what's stopping me right now is what would the readers want to hear next? To be honest, if I have to be transparent, which direction should I go with it? Should it, or it just maybe it's complete at this point? That's, and I may not have to really write anything else. It just maybe just continuing the chapters of how to do this or how to do certain things and how to implement this other tool or aspect of feng shui. So it's just knowing the nuances of where I want to go with it next.
Exactly. And the only reason why I asked this question, again, because there's so many people that I know that are in the either the beginning stages, middle stages, and almost some stages of getting that book published, and something stops them from actually doing the full completion of it. And just as you said, Linda, your thought process as well, you want to know what the readers want to read. What I heard when you said that is ideally put it out there because there's somebody that needs to read what you're writing. And I'm gonna put you out there as we have 5 people watching tonight. We're gonna sort of get you to start have a finish date. So give me a date that you would like to foresee seeing your book completed in the process of on its way to publishing. Give me that date.
31st, 2025.
What was the first part of it? The 31st?
December 31st.
Okay, so everyone who's here, I have 5 people watching. Give her applause, throw out those hearts, let her know that you are supporting her on this goal. And those who do know me know that I will be on top of Linda to keep her accountable to her date to getting that book published because I don't know what it is about books, and I don't know what it is about wanting people to get their books published, but I am definitely that drill sergeant and tapping you on the shoulder to say, "Hey, Linda, how are we doing with that book?" So you can almost guarantee you will get an email from me 30 days from today to find out how much more you've done in your writing, and every month leading to the December 31st of 2025 to know that we finished. Do you have a book cover in mind?
I do. I and actually it was a friend of mine that saw the vision of me having this cover. With me, I'm on a sofa with my yellow dress on, and just posing. And there's a window in the background, and it says, "Your life, your way with feng shui."
And she's got a title, people. She's got a title. She's got a book cover. She's got a few chapters going. There's no excuses anymore, Linda. You're in the spotlight. You're in the spotlight. It's going to happen. I'm loving that. All right, next question. And in theory, you actually answered my next question, which is what is the one goal? And it may not be your one goal. What is your one goal you would like to complete for 2025? If you want to add to that book goal, you can.
Let's see. Working on my YouTube channel. I like to start a YouTube channel for educational purposes and just to have fun with it. I see a
I
lot of
definitely
people doing that, and other feng shui practitioners that have been doing that, and it's just to get the word out there. Many of my I'm in a business we that's a women's business group that I'm in for several years, and many have suggested that doing something that will everyone's pretty visual as we can see as we're really right now we're on this platform
Yes.
right now. So doing that will help me to also get the word out about
Yes,
my
definitely.
services, about
Mhm.
educational and everything. So more like
Exactly.
that, web
Exactly.
development intentional.
Exactly. So we're going to throw out another date here. When is the expectation for that to be finished?
That's gonna be a little longer. I can't set a
Why,
date on.
why is that?
Let's see, because I have to think about it.
Okay,
We could
well,
probably we could put the same. Well, I don't want to. Let's see. What date could I put? Mm, okay, Spirit's telling me November 19th, 2025. So let's go with that.
okay, so
Because 19 is fine.
November 19th, 2025 YouTube channel. Excellent, excellent. Now, for those of you who are
Not
watching,
before.
one of the, excuse me?
If not before.
Yes, exactly. Those of you who are watching, one of the things you're noticing is that when we have a specific intentional goal, we must have a start date and we must have an end date. Now, the end date does not have to be concrete. However, it should be something that we work towards to complete because if we never have an end date, it will never end. And it's so important because if we want to accomplish things, we do need to have that end date. And just like Linda has now four of you who are holding her accountable, having accountability partners are extremely important because there's going to be people who are going to reach out to her. All of you can reach out to her through Facebook and say, hey, Linda, how is the YouTube channel coming along? And how is the book coming along? She now has a very busy 2025. Yay, yay, yay. I love it. Next big question. In regards to when you were a child, at what age did you know or think about knowing what you wanted to do when you grew up?
Things. It was when I was 6 years old.
6 years
I
old?
want. Yeah, 6 years old. I wanted to be a roller coaster designer and a synthesizer player.
Okay. Hmm.
Why
Have
for the
either of
roller
them been
coasters?
accomplished?
Well, I can't ride roller coasters anymore because of the age and the back and everything. So, but I loved roller coasters when I was younger. I really did. I was fascinated with the speed, the construction, everything. It was just that was just all for me. I loved it. Synthesizer player because I just love music. I love the sound that came out from it, the electronic sound of it, the groove, everything. So yes, when I was 6 years old, I knew what I wanted to do. Have I done both of them? No, not really. But I still live vicariously through one of my favorite artists. So I kind of have it in that way.
Exactly. Now, without saying too much, because we know your topic for the Cosmic Evolution Summit is about feng shui, at what age or what was going on in your life at the time when you were, two words I'm hearing, introduced and also found it? Because most of the time when we need something, it's that old expression when the student is ready, the teacher appears. So I'm going to use that expression. When were you ready and the teacher appeared when it came to feng shui? How old were you? What was, if you could share just a little bit about what was going on in your life at the time that led you down that road?
I was in my 30s, and it was about how long have I been doing feng shui? It was pretty much it was 2000. Yeah, I was introduced in 2000, 2001. So around that time, my friend at church said, Linda, something about feng shui and relationships. And if you want love, put candles in a little corner. It's called Love and Relationships Corner. And I was very curious about what that meant. And I was just going through a lot of challenges. I won't go into detail with it, but I was going through a lot of challenges in my life at that time. So when I went to the library, I was looking for a book, as we talk about books in libraries, and the book found me. Her name was Lillian too. She's the kind of the grandmother of feng shui, and I saw what was going on in my space through her book, and I made the changes. And it didn't happen right away. It took a process, but once it did, everything just started moving faster from there. Began sleeping better, and I had more energy, and found a job and saw it was working. They implemented feng shui in the company I was working at. Uh, People were asking me to do feng shui, and I wasn't even experienced with it yet. I wasn't even a professional. But people were asking me to do things, um, and it helped me get my apartment. It helped my mother's house to sell. So that was the biggest catalyst to the master that I was working with at the time, Mewa Lin. She said, "You need to do this. This is your passion. This is your calling. You need this. You need to do this professionally." And it's been a journey ever since.
I love that. And I love when people like yourself and even me say that when we're asked to do something and we don't have the credentials to do it, which means we don't think we should, yet because it's already within your, as I like to call it, your DNA, because you were born to do this, it's an agreement you have. That's why people are attracted to you and asking you for that service, even though you may not have the credentials. And I always like to say that the only way we're really going to get the credentials and the hands-on experience is by having people ask us to do the work before we get the credentials. Some people may say, well, they're my guinea pig. Like I remember one of my first experiences with feng shui was with one of my consultants, and she was just getting started. She was just learning, and she went through feng shui school, and she got to that point where she started having to do consultations, and she had to charge for it, but she wasn't allowed to charge the usual feng shui charge because she was a student. And I remember her saying to her husband that she's going to charge $9. And her husband's like, "How are you going to make money by charging only $9 for your service?" She goes, "Well, it's what I have to do in order to build myself up." So she gave me and of course all of her other clients that she was working with at the time 9 red envelopes, and in each red envelope we had to put $1 in each envelope, which was $9. And I mean, the work that she did for $9, it was unreal. And I mean, for me, I mean, I definitely have a feng shui testimony to speak on because everything that I do stems from a little bit of feng shui and astrology and numerology. And it's just this massive, amazing gift that you have and so many others have. So I love that. I love that. And I just love your journey, that here it is doing what you're doing and such a perfect time as well. And Linda will be speaking on February 16th at 2 p.m. Eastern time. So those who are here watching, go ahead and put that on your calendar because she's going to be speaking about the benefits of feng shui. And you definitely want to hear her conversation, especially now when we think about the energy we're in at this very time, where there's so many things shifting and changing in our world. This is the perfect time to really start knowing where to place things, what to move out, so you can attract the very experiences you're looking to attract, whether that is about love, health, relationships, travel, fame, whatever it is. Feng Shui can definitely help you get there. And I just wanted to make one more note for you, Linda. When you were speaking about your journey and how you got into feng shui, you spoke about the year 2001. And when we talk about planetary energy, the energy we're in right now with Venus and Aries, that's going to begin a retrograde, that has an energy pattern to 2001. So whatever was going on in 2001, there may be like a full circle experience that you notice will happen now, and why here you are now being spotlighted about feng shui. There's a new level coming in for you with feng shui, as I like to call it. You're going to level up. So I want to thank you so much, Linda, for being here with us tonight. If you can leave our audience with one powerful word, what word would that be?
Clarity.
Say that again.
Clarity.
Clarity. Yes. Yes, because again, with working with feng shui and you do the work of feng shui, you are going to gain some clarity. So again, thank you so much, Linda. I'm going to send you backstage and I'm just going to finish off and I'll see you back there in a few minutes.
Thank you, Joanne. It's been wonderful.
Thank you. So there you have it, guys. Oh my God, this was amazing. I love feng shui. And if any of you have never experienced feng shui or had a consultation with a feng shui specialist, I highly recommend that you reach out to Linda, talk her ear off, and have her help you organize your space, because this is the year. 2025 is an extremely powerful year of massive changes and shifts, and every one of us are going through some sort of shedding. After all, it's also the year of the snake, and if you know anything about the snake sheds their skin, because every one of us are becoming a different version of ourselves. So I'm super excited to hear Linda's talk on February 16th. Again, that's 2 p.m. Eastern Time, and I'm excited for that. Now, our next Spotlight interview will be taking place on Sunday, this Sunday on February 9th at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, where I will be interviewing Miss Tammy Moses. And it's just such a great compliment. We're coming from Feng Shui, and we're going to be moving into homes for living and how to work through all that. So it's a great complement of conversations. So for now, for all of you who are here with me tonight, I thank you so much for spending your time with both Linda and I and getting to know Linda professionally and personally. And remember to come join us on February 16th. The Cosmic Evolution Summit will be on Zoom. If you would like to join us in the Zoom room, you will need to reserve your ticket. It's a free event. You just need to reach out to either myself or any of the guest speakers, such as Linda, to get your Zoom link. Otherwise, it will not be posted anywhere. You won't be able to find it. You'll be able to find us on Zoom on live, because we will be streaming on Facebook, the only platform we'll be streaming on for that day. And we start at 10:30 a.m. and we go until about 7 p.m. Eastern Time. There are 30-minute breaks between each speaker to give everybody a chance to sort of stand up, stretch their legs, go for R&R break, whatever it is that you need to do in that 30 minutes, and then come back and gain some more insight and knowledge. It will be a day of wisdom, so I highly recommend that you bring your notebook and pen, because you're going to want to jot down little notes about what each speaker is going to be speaking about. All right, all that being said, again, thank you so much for being here, and I will see you all again on Sunday night, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Bye-bye for now.